We're live. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. Can you guys hear me and see me? Okay. Before I start talking, and I'm talking to myself, clean my glasses so I can actually see. We had a thunderstorm roll through, which was really good, but it didn't last long. But my glasses got all nasty for all you glass wearers. You get it. Nothing like doing chores and you're trying to see something as it is, and you got your glasses are all fogged up and everything else. Hey there, Jake, Nunya, Texas. Hey there, Broke Cowgirl. Q, growing with Hudson. Hello, hello. Lisa Colovi's in the house. Hello. Hello, Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Carmen, Jesus Loving Homesteader. And hello, Doug, Appalachian American Homestead. Hey, Craig Tim, hope you're doing well. 5x5, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I have been busy preserving my harvest, which is not as big as a lot of you have. But we're pretty proud this year. We had about 24 pounds of potatoes. They were on the smaller side, but they did well, so we're excited. So I actually have them all preserved by now. The videos are coming out one by one. And also still getting stuff out of the greenhouse, which is pretty cool. So a larger greenhouse is in our future. Hey, two old people on a couch, welcome in. So yeah, a bigger greenhouse is definitely in the works. We just need to figure it out and find a good place for it. I think we found the place. It's all about building it now and all that kind of stuff and materials. So thankfully we have the materials for the roof, which will be awesome. And then we need to think about some how we're going to handle the inside to make the most of it. We want to be able to I guess make our own raised beds, maybe stagger them, kind of thing, so that way we can have some room for food in there and plants and get really the max benefit of space is the whole thing. Hey there, Marlene, Snow Gardener 307, welcome in. So we're just trying to figure that all out. I'm hoping we'll have it by next year. I don't know. Because it depends on how the winter goes and how long it lasts, because building in the snow is not fun. But tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow is a very big day here. Yeah, I know, Jake. I know. I wish I could, and I know that's the best advice to give somebody is double it. We're limited on the one spot that there is a ton of sun. And so we have to see what we can, afford and all that. Thankfully, we have all the roofing materials I think would cover the size that we're building, but you're so right. So that'll leave us with two of them at least. So we'll really have to get, what's the way to say it? Really have to hone in on what we want, because I don't want to fill it with, a whole bunch of hot peppers and I'm not going to eat them. Or, I want food, stuff we're going to eat. Tons of tomatoes would be great, that kind of thing, because the tomatoes are still doing well. I mean, they're looking pretty rough right now, but they're still producing. And I know Marlene's in here and she's excited about the quinoa. I don't think I'll grow that in the greenhouse anymore. They say it's deer resistant, which I didn't know about. Hey, Nancy, our treasured home. I mean, I did that for a challenge, but I'm pretty excited to be able to grow a grain, even though it's like, not my favorite grain, but it's still a grain. I would love to grow bananas and oranges. That's not happening, Jake. Not happening here at all. I got tomatoes and we got bell peppers for the first year. Well, bell peppers for the first year. Beautiful bell pepper. There's a whole bunch coming. So we'll figure it out. And then we'll save the outdoor gardens for, things like yellow squash, zucchini, carrots. If the beets don't work this year, we're not growing beets anymore. We're done. But we'll definitely plant a lot of potatoes again. We will also plant other things, like all different kinds of squashes and stuff. And Marlene just cleaned out the garden. Oh, you're freezing again tonight. Yuck. Did you get snow yet? Marlene is in western Wyoming, is my understanding, the western side of the state. I hope you don't mind that I said that. Um, but she has a similar climate to us. I don't know what your elevation is, Marlene. Ours is 5318. But yeah, Craig Tim says he's not doing beets next year. Are you having trouble because they're just not growing well? We get beautiful greens, and I'm going to save the greens so it isn't a waste. But usually root vegetables do really well here. And we did grow turnips one year, and they looked like some brown spots on the inside. And I thought it was something that was, eating them, but you didn't see any insects, whatever. And someone told me it wasn't an insect. It needed boron, but we added boron, but we didn't plant any this year. Craig had a good crop last year, but yeah, same thing. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we're just not going to waste space on things that don't grow. So beets do taste like dirt, and I'm not a fan. It used to be the one thing I would never eat. But I will say with a lot of butter and salt and pepper, they are delicious. Pickled beets are interesting. Still in the 90s by two old people on a couch. Yikes. Marlene said no snow yet, and no, I don't mind. We're at 7,200 feet, so that's why my garden is done. Yep, absolutely. Hey, Ricky Ventures, welcome in. So yeah, so the big day tomorrow, though, aside from the gardening, because we'll talk more about that, is two of Eleanor's piglets get picked up by their new owners, and the family is super excited. The other two piglets of Eleanor's are staying with us for another couple weeks because the family needs a little bit more time because they're moving to a new place. And so I don't know all the details, but I just know they need some time. So we're going to give them 2 weeks so they can come back and get them. Hey, Tiny Tim Posey. Hey, Inca, finding happiness in all you do. Welcome in, welcome in. And yes, Q, I love squash too. We had butternut squash tonight, roasted. It was delicious. I got it from a farm stand because they're in a different part of the state, so they were able to grow it. So that was cool. Yes, they say winter is coming. It is here, let me tell you. And I'll get to the Farmer's Almanac in a minute about what they said. But yeah, so we're going to be down 2 of the piglets. And so the 2 that are getting picked up are the Barrows, which is Rambo, the little guy named him, and Porky. So that's really cool. And then the same family is picking up a girl from Fiona's litter, but she's not ready yet. So she'll go at a later time when she's weaned. But it's pretty exciting. So we'll have Pumpkin and Maple here for a little while longer, and we're enjoying them. They've been just so much fun, and they hold such a special place in our hearts. So it'll be sad to see them go, but excited. It's time, it's time. They're ready to go to their new home. So it feels good about that. They got dewormed today because piglets get wormed a little, worming medication a little more often. So we got them all set. Hey there, Dark Lord Minette. Welcome in. I'm glad you made it. So we're excited. So the 2 of them are leaving tomorrow, and it's always fun to just see the family's faces. They've been coming to visit, and it's just so cool. Yes, Inca, I saw that on, I think it was Instagram where you posted it. I couldn't believe how huge it is. That is awesome. So awesome to get a huge squash like that. And then about the Farmer's Almanac, I don't know if you guys follow it, but they talked about pretty much you're going to be in 2 parts of the country, and this is the 2023 Almanac, but they said you're going to have 2 scenarios for winter, and you're either going to be in the section that is mild winter, not too bad, or you're going to be in the parts of the country where it is memorable for all the wrong reasons. And guess where we fall? In the memorable for all the wrong reasons. So they talk about all these places. So it's really cool. So if you haven't gotten one of these, go check them out. They're really, really handy. They've got a lot of good information. Doug is in here from Appalachian American Homestead. I could only get this one. I couldn't find the Blums without getting it online. So I went with this one. I just wanted to tell you that. But thank you for the info because I've been looking up the Blums one online. Hey, Deborah Rusignolo, thanks for being here. It's going to be a Nina wet and other says it's going to be dry, basically average for us. It's always memorable in Minnesota. Yeah. Well, I had showed a couple weeks ago that they talked about, they showed a map and I showed the map online. I don't want to look for it now, but it was pretty cool. And then I wanted to ask you guys, hold on. If I show a spider, is anybody going to freak out in here? Hey there, Matt Acre Farm. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm just curious because I saw a huge spider the other day, and I am curious if you guys know what kind of spider it is. Okay, close your eyes for a minute. Dark Lord Minette, don't look. I'll tell you when it's safe to look, okay? Turn your head away. Hey, Country Mama Musings, welcome in. Does anyone know what this is besides a spider? Don't look. Don't look if you don't like them. I'll tell you when it's clear to look. Anybody know what kind that is? I'm curious. Oh, sucker was huge. Okay, for those of you who don't like spiders, it is now safe to look. I'm just curious. Does anyone know? That's a oh no, it's got to go type. Oh, sorry, Doug. I'm sorry. And yes, the kind that gets stomped on. I'm going to admit, I don't usually stomp them because they don't bother me, but I stomped him, and I'll tell you why. I didn't like the idea of him being anywhere near me without me knowing it because that sucker was way too big. Yes, I did kill it. It's not, hey, Barb's Country Home. It's not a garden spider, and Nancy, it's not a brown recluse. It could be a wolf spider. I looked them up, Tim, and I know what wolf spiders look like, but this looked like it had a bigger body. And poor Doug. Hey, Life with Belinda and Chuck. Yeah, it was close to the house, and we've had a lot of spiders in the house. Yeah, it was too big to keep the comfort level in order. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ricky, they say that it's too cold. Like I thought it was too cold for a brown recluse here, but they say they're in South Dakota. I mean, it's cool here now. And I think I said hi to Alicia at Country Mama Musings. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Welcome in. So yeah, so it was really, I don't know, I just wasn't too thrilled with it, I'll be honest. We've got some really funky big one, weird looking one up on the chicken coop, and I've left it because it doesn't bother me, but that one was too cold, too close to the house. Yeah, keeps most poisonous things. Yeah. Same thing. There would be a hole where that spider was. Yeah, no kidding, Tim. It's crazy. Huge. So anyways, we've got 2 piglets leaving tomorrow, 2 piglets leaving the end of the month. And I'm just reading everything. And just winding things down in the greenhouse, trying to make plans. I want to go back. Doug found several black widows at work. Ooh. Yeah, the chicken only. Well, the chicken can't reach it. It's pretty high up. I wonder if it was a common gray barn spider like Charlotte's Web. I'll look that up. I looked up South Dakota spiders, and I didn't see anything with a body that large. I mean, the back body of that was pretty large. It's pretty wild. Yeah, they do have brown recluse spiders, even with the cold. Black widows, too, I think. We have them here. Poor Dark Lord Minette can't deal with spiders. Oh, everything but. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, Susan's Ramblings. Hope you're doing well. It was nope, spider. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, they're bad news, those brown recluses. I know they have them in Colorado too. And I know people who have them, they're at like 7,000 feet and they have brown recluse. Someone was, a YouTuber had it on her channel. She was bit by one. Um, Black widows here in northern Nevada, and we go from 120 to 120. Minus 120 to 120. Woo! That's crazy. So yeah, so let's talk preserving the harvest. So there's the obvious ways. Oh, no worries, Lisa. No worries at all. No worries at all, Mrs. Lazy Days Ahead. Please do what you need to do. We're laid back here. No worries at all. Thank you, and congrats on your 1K. Hey, Philip, Arizona Kid. Hello, hello. And Lisa, send our regards to Jesse, please. And so, preserving the harvest. Let's talk about preserving the harvest, right? So there's the top common ways to preserve things, right? So we've got canning, dehydrating, freeze drying is on the up and up. I even saw Wendy at Hardneck Farms has an outdoor dehydrator or a food dryer. I was just talking to Finding Happiness and All You Do about it. And so her husband built her basically a screened in area to be able to dry her food like a dehydrator with the sun, but also keep the bugs off of it. So I thought that was pretty cool. There was also another channel, I think it's Little House Off the Gritty. Is it Jess and Sean? I think that they were drying things in the house in a net. So I thought that was pretty cool too. So, I mean, there's definitely all different ways of doing things. And I also think about the way people, water glass eggs, or preserve in oil or preserve in salt. I know Alicia at Country Mama Musings, I think she water glassed eggs, and she also preserved tomatoes in oil. So absolutely, there's all different ways to do it. So what are the things that, well, let me just go back for a minute. So you can either be preserving your harvest or preserving something that you're able to get from a farmer's market. For example, we can't grow corn here, but we go to the farmer's market and we are able to get a bag, which is like 5 dozen ears of corn, and we bring it home and we blanch it, and then we freeze it. Other people can it, that kind of thing. So what are you guys preserving? Are you growing your own vegetables? Are you preserving things from the farmer's market? We have a bulk store here. Not a bulk store, a bulk delivery. It's sort of like Azure Standard, but it's local here. And what they do is, it's canning season. So what they do is you can order bushels of green beans, bushels of tomatoes, that kind of thing. And people are doing it and then canning it. I'm going to go back to the comments here because I saw people. Grace and Fire is freeze drying eggs. Cool. I'm in awe because I don't have any eggs to freeze dry. We sell out and I can't even keep enough for my customers. I'm just thankful when I see a dirty egg at this point in time because that's the one we keep them. Canning for the first time this year. Awesome, Dark Lord Minette. That's awesome. And I believe your name is Sarah. Is that correct? I thought I heard Sandy say it one day, and I just, which do you prefer to be called? I'm filming a ferment video tomorrow, one of my new faves. Yep, I did some fermenting last year. We had the best carrot harvest last year ever, and I fermented all of it. That was a bad mistake because we had some mold, and I don't know, I'm one of those people, when in doubt, throw it out. So we tossed it all. But fermenting is a great way to preserve food. Ricky Ventures preserves it in his tummy so it becomes a part of him. That's awesome. Let's see. Just want to get down. Marlene is canning. Cucumbers are the only thing from my garden, but I just canned chicken soup and peach salsa for the first time. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the thing. When we get our harvest, it comes in sporadically. So, like tonight, we had 2 strawberries. 4 days ago, we had 3 strawberries. Don't get me wrong, they're delicious, but I'm not canning them because the ones rot before the other ones, and I'm not going to freeze them and do all that. So, next year, when we have a bigger greenhouse, we'll do it. Dark Lord Minette, farmers market and home garden. Some things just didn't do so well this year. Yep, totally get it. Totally get it. Yeah. If you go to a farm stand or a farm that sells their produce, Marlene, you can probably just say to them, like, hey, I'd like to buy a bushel or two of tomatoes and call around and see. And you'd probably get them no problem. My dad used to do that all the time. And then he makes sun dried tomatoes like crazy. Can and freeze and dehydrate and ferment and pickle. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and fermenting and pickling is other ways of preserving food. I didn't mention that earlier. My apologies. You want a freeze dryer? Yeah, I know. Someone told me there's an affordable version for like 500-600 bucks at Home Depot. I don't know anything about it, but throwing it out there. I also know that Harvest Right has a scratch and dent sale, and I know they do payment plans. Just an FYI. Picked a bushel of apples at my neighbor's yesterday. Apple butter going in the turkey roaster tomorrow. Nice. Boil the corn, removes from the cob, and then freezer it. That's how we do it. We do it outside with the turkey fryer. We boil the water, and we have the corn standing by. We fill the pot, pull it out. I start taking the corn off the cob, and then we bring it inside and we vac seal it. And usually what we do is we put it in the bags in the freezer for like a couple hours, then vac seal it so you don't have the liquid coming up. Oh, okay. That's my sister, Xander. She is sister next to me. Okay. Well, hello, Xander. And hello to your sister. Hey, Troy Bar on Forge. We're talking about food preservation. Fermenting is fun. I have the ball spring kits with the plastic caps on them for fermenting. I like them. I like the way they clean up versus the ones that have the tubes on them. I always feel like stuff gets stuck in there. So that's really cool. I can chicken from the store, but I can't raise meat birds, but I love having home canned chicken on the shelves. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Especially if you get a bunch on sale. I mean, I know when we were a younger family, there was a store called IGA, and we used to buy 5-pound bags of chicken. And so like they would have 5-pound bag of chicken cutlets, a 5-pound bag of thighs, a 5-pound bag of drumsticks, and we used to separate them and freeze them back then. Carmen, that's me. When in doubt, throw it out. Yep, I'm not eating it if it's going to kill me. Yep, same thing for Arizona Kid. Yeah, peach salsa sounds really good. I should have got peaches. I didn't get them, and I should have. I prefer peaches over apples any day. I would totally love to have like a peach butter. No offense, Alicia. I love peaches. I wish we can get a peach tree. Hey, Gwen, Bro Cowgirl, welcome in. Hey, Kill It and Grill It. Yep, be safe. No worries at all. Thanks for listening in. Hope you're doing well. Mrs. Lazy Days Ahead, canned chicken, pork, and hamburger from the store. It's satisfying to have it on the shelf. Amen. Amen. Hey, Peterson Farms, welcome in. No farmers markets near you. I will look. Marlene, I will take a look for you. I have the same problem. Our closest is Rapid City. Well, we have a farmer's market in town. It's small. So 2 weeks ago, the guy had corn, and we said, we only wanted to get so much corn that we could do that day because we don't want to let it sit overnight. We like to come home from the farmer's market, cook it, put it away, be done with it. And so we asked the guy if he would be here the next week, and he's like, absolutely, absolutely. And a lady even ordered like a bushel of corn. Because I remember listening to the conversation. She had explained what a bushel was to him. So we went back 3 different times last week and he wasn't there. So I was kind of bummed. I will look and see if I can. It may not be that they have bushels. Just tell them you want to buy like a whole bunch. That's all. Fermented salsa. Ooh, that is good. Yum, yum, yum. Hey, Mr. Blue Collar. So glad we freeze dried a bunch of eggs. Avian flu has struck one county over. Hopefully it stays away from us. Did it strike a commercial poultry house or did it strike some residential ones? I'm curious. But welcome in nonetheless, my friend. Grown with Hudson. Corn, a box of aromas, cabbage, kohlrabi at the farmer's market, blanched corn and froze 10 cobs, cut the rest for fried corn. Canning spaghetti sauce, diced tomatoes tomorrow. Awesome, awesome. Yep, Xander. Oh, pronounce the X. Like Xander? Let's see. IGAO, yeah. Hey, Annie's Kitchen. Welcome in, Annette. Brining some homegrown beets today. Nice. I love IGA. Yeah, I do too. There's none here. Haven't found any peaches that are canning worthy this year. That stinks. Freeze-dried peaches that are picked from a U-Pick farm. Oh my goodness, so good in oatmeal. Good to know because I've got some peaches back here. They come in our bulk box. So I think we had like six of them in our bulk box. Fruit butters are the universal language of love. No apologies needed. Let's see here. Oh, thanks a lot, Troy. No worries at all. No worries. Oh, peaches from Colorado. Yum, yum. Bushel pack lug. 22 in chat, 17 thumbs up. Thank you, Tiny Tim. Just trying to get caught up with the chat. Apparently, I'm way behind. Let's try it this way. Chinese farmers market in town, not enough to buy in bulk. Of course, our elevation, there aren't a lot of things being grown. Yeah, so I got off on a tangent. I apologize. So Marlene, I wanted to tell you that we have a small farmers market in town. It's not enough to buy in bulk. It's not because the tourists who are camping buy from it all the time. And so they're always selling out of stuff. The next one, the larger one, is in Rapid City, and it's always on a Saturday, which is a busy time to go to Rapid City. So I don't care to do it. Today, we drove 90 minutes up to Sturgis to go to a farm stand. Like they have a farm store. And I thought, oh, this is going to be great. Online, it seemed a lot bigger than it was. It was a tiny little place. I did get a butternut squash, but 90 minutes for a butternut squash was a bit much for me. But I got some tomatoes too, just to make a pasta dish. But because I've been freezing all our tomatoes. But it was good stuff, but it's just not, like you said, not bulk. Hey, Spirit Mouse Media, welcome in. Good to see you. It was a backyard flock, not commercial. I'm shocked. Okay. Yeah, I hope it doesn't affect you at all. Good night, Ricky Ventures. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Gwen, we have a farmer's market, and it's like I said, it's small, but I know that a lot of the things that okay, Philip, thank you. Take care, Arizona kid. So I know that they have a lot of vegetables, but they sell out quick. So that's the biggest thing. Good night, Nancy, our treasured home. Take care. Hello, Ann, little Frenchie in Big Texas. Yeah, Q, you're around a lot of farmers markets. I've seen your videos. You've got some big ones. I remember when I was in North Carolina, there were a ton of them, and in Tennessee, there's a lot of them. So it's really cool. North Carolina had a book on farmers markets that I bought when we moved there. It was so cool. I've been looking for one for South Dakota. Yeah, you might want to do that, Marlene. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look and see if I can find one closer to you. Hey, Charlie, Fallen Arkansas veterans, and no worries, Country Mama Musings. That was me yesterday. After our podcast recording, I only slept about 2.5 hours. Good night. Have a wonderful evening, Alicia. Apple butter, I'm not a fan of it. So apple butter is it's not applesauce, it's a little more smoother, I would say. People use it on toast. I mean, they use it on a lot of things. Yeah, exactly, Marlene. It's definitely good night, Tiny Tim Posey. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Don't think there are many people that grow large quantities of food. Oh, okay. So if yeah, makes sense. Good night, Mr. Blue Collar. Have a good evening. Apple butter is good on apple cinnamon rolls. Okay, good to know. I like apples. I'm just I don't know. Peaches are my fave. I love peaches. Trying to think what else. So what other kinds of things are you preserving? So some people are canning fruit, applesauce. Yeah, see that cue? My mom always did applesauce, and we didn't can it because, like I said, we grew up in Queens. Nobody canned there at that time, anyway. But we would put it in the freezer. All right, Charlie, we're both on the same thing. I'll eat it. I can deal without it. Making me hungry. Yeah, because I know Bro Cowgirl. She made like I think it was oven baked okra. Like, and I'm not a fan of okra. I've had it fried. I've had it different ways. I don't care for it. But I was sitting there looking at her baking okra, and I was like, I might try it that way. Oh, no worries, Redbird Farm. Brenda, feel better. Hey, Mayfield Ranch. Don't you worry about a thing, Brenda. Go relax. Daniel is doing better. Just sore. Yeah, he will be. I had that surgery at 20, and I had it the old school way where they actually open you up, if that's the way to say it, the appropriate way to say it. Ooh, somebody said howdy, Lisa. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, okay. I think you're talking to Lisa Kalovi, Charlie. So yeah. So what is the weirdest thing you've ever or smallest batch you've ever preserved? Like I know Marlene said she got 4 pints, I think, of something. I mean, because everybody talks about that's the thing I think I struggle with is everybody talks about these large batches of food preservation, but not as many people talk about the small batches. And that's my struggle is we need small batches. I made a ketchup with the Mrs. Wages packet, but it came out really like tomato juice, so I'm thinking I'll try barbecue sauce out of it. Thanks for saying that, Lisa, because I was looking at that stuff and I was like, sometimes I don't buy the Mrs. Wages for that reason because I don't have the bulk, Dark Lord. Dark Lord Meanette water glass, 2 eggs. That's fascinating. 4 pints of pickles. Just open up a jar today and they turned out amazing. Awesome, Marlene. Hey, Denise, Green Granny 2. Grace and Fire, smaller batches as jam. Gotcha. Tomatoes in 3-pint jars. It was my first tomatoes and first to can. Awesome, Charlie. I've put up all my tomatoes, canned the first round of black eyed peas. Second round is in the freezer waiting to be canned. Butter beans will be canned in the near future and lots of jalapenos. Awesome. Yeah, I do that with the Mrs. Wages. I did that with the salsa last year because we got 1 jar. So, yep, the smallest. That's right. Hey, Leanne Mennonite Farmhouse. Thanks for popping in. Enjoy your dinner. Butter beans, yum. Small amounts of pickled okra. Well, lucky you. You can do big batches all the time, Gwen. I wish I could. 4 half pints of pepper. I think for me, that's been the hardest part is finding the small batch recipes. I mean, I know you can cut them in half, but sometimes I don't even have half, like the bread and butter pickle recipe for the fridge pickles that I've been using that I absolutely love was specifically a small batch recipe because I was Googling small batch recipes. But it makes a huge difference. Herbs to try and make teas in the freeze dryer, including stevia. Awesome. Mayfield Ranch says small batches of hot pepper jelly and pomegranate jelly. Nice. Oh, okay. You don't can salsa. Take out a quart of home canned tomatoes and make salsa. That makes sense. That makes sense. I can send it to you, Marlene, when I'm looking up the farmer's stuff. I'll send you that recipe. I found it online and I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's what we do is we bought a bunch of herbs from our bulk store, and for the price of them, it was those flats in the plastic, and they had a deal where you got so many flats of it for I think $8, or $5 or $8. It wasn't bad. And I put them all in the freeze dryer and I used the rosemary tonight. Now, Brenda, just chop them up to the size that you want them and put them in the dehydrator. The biggest thing to do is just make sure that they are completely dehydrated. If you dehydrate something and it's not completely dehydrated, it's not good. Freeze-dried meals. Yep, I agree. Just going down here. Yeah, you don't know if the recipes are good. It's true. Leanne said she filmed a review on Mrs. Wages medium salsa, but I need to edit. Yeah, I have the Mrs. Wages. I have a ton of packets. I even bought like the pickling for the pickled beets, but I just don't know that we're gonna have a harvest at this point of beets. We'll definitely have beet greens that I'll freeze to put in broth. Hey, off the wall prepper. Thanks for being here. Doing well. How about yourself? Frozen helps break the waxy walls. On the peppers? Cool. The Ball Canning book is pretty much tried and true good recipes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would definitely use them. That's my trouble is I have to sit there and break it down so much. It's really hard because they always use bigger batches. I don't have an air fryer, Brenda, and I quite honestly, I would only use a dehydrator to dehydrate. Hey, Simply Jan, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, Xander said, don't do it. Yeah, you got to be careful with some of that stuff because that's food that, if you're storing food, you have to make sure you're doing it the right way so you don't get sick. That's the thing. And it's the same thing with the freeze dryer, right? I have the freeze dryer and I'm going through it, and you see me putting my potatoes in the jar. I have to make sure my jar is dry, sanitized. I do. I have to make sure my hands are dry and clean when I wash it, because I don't want the food to soak up the moisture after I just went through and freeze dried it, you know? Um, so yeah, so you just have to be really careful. And when in doubt, when in doubt, throw it out. Well, when in doubt, dry it longer is my motto. um, yeah, Dragonflies sticks to the ball book. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. For refrigerator pickles, I didn't mind because they're not staying in there long. You know, I just want to see. Hey, welcome to my Cape Cod life. Welcome in. Oh no, your dehydrator died. Yuck. That's awful. I won one in a giveaway from Kiki at Urban Girl Gardening. So I have RX caliber, and then I have a round one. And I really, really like it. And it's worked out so good. But I love the bread and butter recipe. And I just find that the one that I found is so crispy and it's amazing. I love the Excalibur. My dad had one. We've had one. Gosh, I think the one that we have now, Ryan bought probably when we were married like 5 years, and then we didn't use it for a long time. And we're married to over 20 now, so it sat in the closet for a while. Hey, Vineyard Chicks, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I love the Excalibur. Definitely. You definitely want, if you can afford it, you definitely want a dehydrator that can do capacity. And you also want it to have a temperature control on it so you can follow the guidelines for dehydrating. Ryan, do you remember when you bought that dehydrator? Wow. Yeah, you bought it when we were back in Connecticut, so it was a long time ago. Dehydrated eggs, then powder them. Awesome. Yeah. And see, that's the thing with the freeze dryer is you have to freeze the trays before you put them in the freeze dryer when it comes to the eggs. You're supposed to freeze them. They say otherwise it will make your machine work a lot harder than it needs to work. So that's the other reason why I haven't done freezers, eggs, because my freezers are full. And as you can imagine, with all the whole chickens in there, it's kind of hard to get a level tray in there. So I know I can get the stackers for the trays, but it's still, I just won't have enough room in my freezers to get them in there. But that's okay because we never have eggs anyway, even though we have a ton of chickens. We sell out all the time. Hey, Redbird Farm. I hope you have a better evening and feel better. And then, I mean, yesterday I was trying to get a dozen eggs for somebody. I had to go out to the coop and get it. I didn't have any in the house. So the other chickens need to start laying soon because we have 23 now in the coop and 6 of them are not laying yet. They're too young. But we'll have a total, I think, of 23. I think there'll be like 29. Happy Friday. But yeah. So, good night, Mayfield Ranch. Have a good evening. Good night, Brenda. So yeah, so let's, what else are you guys preserving, or what's the strangest thing you guys have preserved? I'm kind of curious. And some people also will, like Monica Bland, will she's talked about how she grows green beans every other year. And then she cans them and then doesn't grow them the next year, which is really cool. So I thought that was a really good idea. You buy eggs from your coworker. Oh, I can imagine. My customers have said, "Why are you selling your eggs so cheap?" And I'm like, "Because," I said, the egg cost, right? We sell it all our eggs, and quite honestly, the selling of the eggs pays for all the chickens. So I'm not looking to make tons of money on eggs. I just want people to have good eggs. Um, and so, Gwen, I'm looking over, and did you say frog balls? Wow, that's definitely strange. So anyway, so that's pretty cool. We're enjoying that part. But I want my customers to be happy. Somebody said they dehydrated watermelon. Oh, okay, off the wall prepper. Awesome. Very cool. I'm still coughing and snotty for there's smoke is all over the place here still from the fires out west. Yeah, I don't blame you. Have you had frog legs, Gwen? I had them in North Carolina. I was not impressed. Um, oh, they're called pickled Brussels sprouts. Thanks for the save. I thought you were canning something else. I apologize. Really? Vineyard chicks have more cucumbers than expected, so they're adding them to salsa this year. That's new for us. That's awesome. I like the idea of growing it every other year too. About the same, Marlene. About the same for eggs. I'm just not going to be one of those people who charge $8 for free range eggs. I'm not. They do it around here all along. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had. Fried frog legs. Not a fan. Rocky Mountain oysters, they were a little tough. Oh, yeah. I mean, here's the thing: the customers that are buying from us have been buying from us since day one, and they. I have a deal where if they tell me how many they'll use a week, I will always guarantee, in spite of nature issues, I always make sure that if they commit to so many a week or however many a week they need, I will make sure that they are priority and get eggs over somebody just coming by and wanting eggs. I'll tell that person no, and I will make sure they get eggs. And so I have somebody who commits to like 2 18 packs a week, and it cleans me out. I have another neighbor who comes over and says, I need 5 18 packs. So it's just, yeah. And it's been hard because we lost half the flock back in April. So green beans and black-eyed peas every other year, usually. I like that too. Yeah, and that's for a dozen, Marlene. Then the 18 pack is more. But again, it pays for all the food, pays for everything, so I don't have to worry about it. Single meals in a jar. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's what I want to work on is, right now I'm canning, not canning, freeze drying single ingredients, but I really want to I want to start making those meals like Casey was making. He had a video out on it. Good night, off the wall prepper. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a good evening, and say hello to dragonflies for me, please. Yeah, I want to start making meals in a jar and that kind of thing. You want me to show you some of the stuff I freeze dried? I've got it behind me so I can show you. Hang on one second. Let me get it. I'm not going to carry the whole thing over. Let me just take this off. So you guys can hear me still? I have it covered with Country Mama's mat for right now because I need to make a space in my pantry. And because I use the jars, you're supposed to keep it in like a pantry where it's cooler. But obviously there's a lot more light in here, so I cover it. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. So these are, I have a video coming. These are the shredded potatoes. They were super easy, and I would highly recommend doing them, even in a dehydrator. I just think they're going to be great. And they're all vacuum sealed. These are sliced potatoes. They don't look perfectly round because they were small potatoes from our garden, so I used a knife to peel them. Oh, very yummy. And here's diced. Here's peaches. Hey, Cottonwood Ranch, welcome in. These are kiwi. They do look so good. These are carrots. Some of them were ours, but then the rest were from the bulk store. Yes, I was. Oh, the fruit is awesome. These here, oh my gosh, those are peaches. Look at them. Oh, they're very good. Very good. And then so these are my onion tops when my onions were growing. And then these were the bunching onions that we grew. But let me show you the difference. So let me just go back to the chat. Yes, you would let them sit in water to soak. One lesson that I did learn. I got a good one for you. Let me just go back to the chat first, real quick. Okay. Yes, we got 24 pounds of potatoes, excuse me. So the mashed potatoes that we had, right? I went to reconstitute them. And in my head, that's a scary place. In my head, I thought, well, you know, the potatoes you get in the store, right? And it's like, you know, so many cups of water to so many cups of mashed potatoes. So I went to do it that way. Big mistake. So I would, for like instant mashed potatoes, with my potatoes, I would boil water. And next time I will add it slowly and mix it rather than doing what I did the last time, because that was the dumbest mistake ever. Because I wasted half of our potatoes because they were so watery. I had to keep adding. So, you know, learning curve there. Oh, that's awesome, Gwen. I would call it preserving. You're making food for your home. I think it's perfect. Good night, Doug. Have a good evening. Homemade pizza every Friday night. Nice. So you can see the difference, right, between this, right? You got the Mylar bags, and these are red onions. These are pears. But you can see like what it's like to stack these in a pantry, and I don't know what's in them. Now, granted, if I'm trying to keep my pantry full for the full maximum 20, 25 years, whatever it is that freeze-dried food lasts, you want this. You do. I'm not worried about preserving it for that long. So you probably lose a few years in a glass jar, but have a good weekend, Q. Thanks for being here. But this is so much easier to store, and I can see what it is. You know, and so that's yeah, you know what I use, Grace Fire? You're gonna laugh. We use a lot of those cheap foil pans. Not a lot, but we use them when we go ice fishing, because when we're cooking on the grill and we're on the ice, we use those 9x13 metal pans over the eggs and the potatoes to keep them hot and stuff like that. And if you buy them at the dollar store, they come with covers, and we never use the covers. So what we do is we take the covers and we put the covers upside down and stack in them, and it helps keep it organized. But I really get annoyed at these because they're one use. So I wouldn't, for me, I like this because I got these cheap. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14 cases of sealed, brand new cases of mason jars with lids and bands. Some lady was selling on Marketplace. And I think when Leanne and I were talking about it from Mennonite Farmhouse, I think they came out to just under 50 cents a jar. So, yeah, I definitely. And I know that some of these have been hard to get too in some places. I mean, obviously you probably get them from Harvest Right, but the ones on Amazon, I think Amazon stopped selling them or something like that. They're going to stop selling them. I saw something like that. But I have berries. I have all different kinds of things in here. This was like the first one I did. So that's why I like the jars, because I always look for them on sale. Every time I can, I buy lids. And what I like about this is if I have a canned item, I can save the lid from when I can something and use it for dehydrated or freeze drying, because it still seals. Whereas canning, you might want to worry about it. You know, so that's what's really cool about it. And then they've got the oxygen absorbers in there. You can't see them, but there's one on the bottom right there. Hey, LG Homestead, welcome in, Lori. Yeah, they've got rules and everything like that. Now, granted, you know, these bags here have oops, almost knocked something over. These bags here have the little notch on them where you can peel it off and you can reseal it, but that's not for long-term storage. Sure, if I don't use it all, I could probably crimp seal it underneath. But I just like with the two of us, like I'm not going to use all those onions in some soup. I'm not. So I could use a little bit of this and just vac seal it right up again. That's what I really like about it. Holy cow, stop shut the front door. Brampton Gardner is still awake. Welcome in, Rochelle. I'm going to put the jar back real quick because I will break them. So hold on a minute, guys. Not enough room on my desk. And I also have, which I want to show you guys, this is jalapenos, or a couple jalapenos, small ones. So I could add that into other stuff, which is pretty cool. I'll fix that later. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So we can have all that stuff just right at our fingertips. The tons of half-gallon jars just for this. Yep. Yeah, and then I have jars that people have given me that are used, and I clean them, I sterilize them, and then I store them to make sure they dry out and make sure like I cover them so nothing can get in. Yeah, I agree, Grace and Fire. I agree. I just like to see it because I can fit more on the shelf. Oh, it's past Lori's bedtime too, huh? It's Friday. Yeah, so, might as well. Oh, cool. I'm glad. Yeah, we love it. We absolutely love it. After I canned all the jalapenos, I need to dehydrate them. Oh, perfect. Yeah. That's all right, Rochelle. I only canned salsa. We got one jar. But I'm excited. I think we have about, I don't know. Last I checked, it was a little over 3 pounds, but I think we have a little over 4 pounds now of tomatoes. And I know that that's not a lot for you guys, but that's a big win for us. And we also ate a ton because the cherry tomatoes, I totally, we ate them all. We've been making that. Remember that viral pasta with the feta that was out last year? It was all over TikTok and everything like that, where you put the cherry tomatoes in a glass dish, and then you put a block of feta in the middle with some olive oil, and you bake it until the tomatoes pop, and then you put it in the pasta. We've been eating that like crazy over here. In fact, we're having it tomorrow because it's just those sweetheart cherry tomatoes are amazing, and they're just still producing. Even two of the hydroponic ones that I started in March are still producing outside, which is amazing. We ate all of our small tomatoes throughout the summer. They're amazing. They're orange one, and I'll plant them again next summer. Cool. You can them right along with the large ones. I thought of doing that, but you want to know something? I don't want to can everything. I want to eat some of it. I look forward to eating stuff right out of the garden. It's just nothing like fresh food, and it's just amazing. We have broccoli. The broccoli did better in the back main garden than it did in the raised bed, and we're just so impressed. Freeze dried a lot, roasted and freeze dried tomatoes. Nice. Yeah, when there's so much, you can't make it. Making confit with the smaller tomatoes. Nice. You guys know Sammy at Blue Feather, right? Sammy at Blue Feather Homestead was making something the other day, and she mentioned in her video that I think she was dehydrating onions, and she was saying that she made tomato powder. And I made tomato powder. I like it. But she said, take tomato powder and butter and put it in pasta. And a light bulb went off in my head. I'm going to try that. Yeah, those are great ideas too. Bruschetta and salsa. Nice. The headphones, I have the setup for the podcast that we do, because when we're doing the podcast, I have to be right here. And it also cuts down on background noise, and it also cuts down on echoing and all of that. So that's why I have them. I'm a loudmouth, so you can hear me when I'm further away. But when we do the podcast, it just gives us better sound. So I kind of like it. I inherited an abandoned community garden. Nice. The other thing too, Lori, is like when I've had guests on, sometimes the guests struggle. So usually what I do tell guests, like when we have a one-on-one guest, I usually tell them to bring headphones if they have them, because the microphone, even in the earbuds, will reduce the background noise and reduce the chance of echoes and stuff like that. Lost half the garden first week of August with the first freeze, and I went down there. Nothing but a few turnips. Hey, you got it. A jar at a time to keep in the fridge. Well, Rochelle, send me the recipe. You sent me that cucumber recipe. Well, I took it from your video, and that was excellent. Oh, I hope you feel better, Charlie. Yes, we season 3 should have been released already. However, there's been a delay and it's not on our end. We've recorded and we've turned it over. So there's been a bit of a delay in it being released. It's on the podcast and they better get their butts in gear and get it out there. Let's see here. I wanted to see if I could see if it was there. But yeah, season 3, we record on Wednesday nights from like 7 until midnight. We do a couple episodes a night. But it's so much fun. So much fun. Let me see here if I can find it. Because I can't remember why. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, we're just waiting on the thumbs up from the podcast platforms. Apparently, they're dragging themselves. So, hoping soon. Let's see. Plus, the headphones are cool. Thanks, Menu Chicks. Hey, Ariella, Viking Venture and Victuals. I hope you're doing well. I hope you were able to get everything worked out. Let's see here. I wanted to go back up. I thought I missed something. So, yeah, Rochelle, send me the comfy stuff. And yes, Marlene, I wish we had a tomato again ourselves. Although I feel like we did. We got a ton of tomatoes this year and cucumbers. Cucumbers outside, not so much. Cucumbers inside, heck yeah. And peppers and quinoa. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm just going to get down to the bottom here, make sure I got everybody's comments. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Good night, Deborah. Thanks for being here. Is Susan's Rambling still here? Hey, where to begin, Homestead? Welcome in, Janice. Hope you had a good birthday. I do want to can some chili, but I've never done it. It'd be handy on nights. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good night, Rebecca. Thanks for being here. Yeah, the greenhouse made a huge difference. And I was saying that earlier when we came in. I don't remember if all of you were here, but we definitely are going to build one. I convinced Ryan. He was not on board with it, but now he is after seeing what I'm pulling out. It tastes like sun-dried tomatoes without all the work. Oh, I like that idea. Frustrating with StreamYard and internet, but at least I got the semifinalist drawing done. Good, good, good. I'm glad to hear. It's crazy. Hey, hello, Blue Self-Reliance. Welcome in. Blue's got a greenhouse. I can't wait for that to be put up. See that. But yeah, so we're just all sorts of things going on. 2 piglets leaving tomorrow. And so now Lisa is score. No, I'm keeping that one. I'm keeping the old one. And yes, I'll be looking for plastic for that. I don't know. I told him, I was like, you know what? There's different ways we can do it. We've got the roof. We just need to get the lumber. So thank you for sending that, Rochelle. I appreciate it. I know I heard about her squash soup. I've got to check it out. I was up last night and I fell asleep right before it premiered. And then we took our 3-hour tour to go to the farmer's market and buy a butternut squash. It is so good. So good. So what are you guys doing this weekend? You know, I told you guys we've got the piglets leaving, and that's the biggest thing. So only 2, though. I'll still have the other 2 for those of you who came in. So we'll have pumpkin and maple for a little while longer, but it's just funny because we'll have the rest of them. And you guys have seen pictures of Norman. If you've watched our Instagram, Norman is who we're keeping. And Norman, excuse me, he will be our meat pig, staying inside unless the fire finally goes out. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. 3-hour tour. Yeah. Working tonight and tomorrow night for coverage shifts. Ooh. Let me just go back. Off on Sunday, hope to can carrots and maybe my peach jelly. Good for you. Working on the bedroom, sewing room remodel, hoping to get tin on the ceiling tomorrow and start laying tile. How exciting. Cooking live after my live stream. Cool. Watched her pumpkin soup video. Sorting out the kitchen and the garden with any luck. Ooh, Norman. Have you guys seen Norman? I've been putting it on Instagram. I don't know if I have a more recent picture of him. He was a little guy and he's he's getting bigger. But ever since he got castrated, he was a little gun shy. Didn't want to come near us, didn't want to do much. I think this was, nope, that's the other litter. So this picture is from a little bit ago. No, trying to look for Norman. He's so cute. That's so weird. So Fiona has a little girl, black and white little girl, and then she has, there he is. Nope, that's Maple. So many piglets, so little time. Let's see here. Okay. That's Norman when he was little. Now they're little chunky monkeys. And that's his sister. Super cute. Hopefully finding time to practice for our concert. Yes. A cousin bought a house and they're having a garden warming. So family is showing up with plants and helping them plant. Oh, that's so fun. 1K giveaway starting at 1 p.m. CST till we finish giving away all our gifts. That's awesome. Have a great time. That's so cool. I think that's when my piglet families are coming. Let's see. Bittersweet about Norman. Good night, Lori. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great weekend. Norman is adorable. He really is. Barb's Country Home. I thought I said hello to you earlier. I just want to make sure. I played your noisy piggy short and woke Dexter up and he was cocking his head back and forth watching. Diesel gets barking something fierce. It's crazy. So yeah, so it'll be good to it's time for them to go, even though it'll be sad, it'll be time. But they've gotten very, very loud. And even the videos that I've posted, that's nothing. You got to hear it when the two moms get going. Oh my gosh, are they loud? Meeting up with a friend in Ames, Iowa for lunch at Red Lobster, 50 miles from me. Good for you. Have a great time. That's so awesome. How exciting. Very exciting. I think other than that, we're going to try to go to the farmer's market in the morning and see if there's corn, see what else they have. And also look for a couple things. I'm trying to find a pumpkin place that when they're done selling pumpkins and they close for the season will give me the extra pumpkins. I went to 2 today that said they were open and it said there was their business hours and they were closed. So I'm trying to find somebody to get me some pumpkins because the pigs would love pumpkins. If not, I definitely want to buy some pumpkins for the pigs because they enjoy them and they're cheap enough. So we will do that. But always busy doing something on the weekends. Always busy doing something on the weekends. I think we're all always busy and stuff. Where to begin, Janice, where to begin Homestead? How big is your greenhouse? Because I've seen your videos of your greenhouse and I can't remember the size of it. Yeah, I can call them Dark Lord Minette. Sometimes they don't answer their phone, believe it or not, the business phones. They drive me nuts. When we took our tour all the way up to Sturgis, we came back through Rapid City and hit a couple of them. And such a pain. But the chickens love the pumpkins. Everybody loves pumpkins. So I'm just trying to get a bunch of pumpkins. And I would love to get the pigs several so they can enjoy them. But I'm just curious about Janice's greenhouse, how big it is, because her size looks like the size I would love to have. A double wall greenhouse with the blower. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. That's big. I got to write that down. So it's 53 by 24. And the tunnel is 14 by 100. Thank you so much.
Here's what I found.
Oop. My phone Siri was talking to me. Pumpkin plants growing in the old pig pasture. Cool. Janice, thanks for the information because I've been admiring your greenhouse for a while. Yeah, her greenhouse is huge. Definitely huge. We're going to try and figure a few things out. I just want to get a basic structure put up first. And then we'll take it from there. But we're definitely looking at it for the long haul because it's made a huge difference. And we're thinking about putting boxes in it. Obviously, the final design is nowhere near it. But what we like to do, what we want thinking of doing is putting like 3 tiers. And then we can, depending on what we're planting, we'd have to be strategic, but maybe you could put jalapenos up on the top one because they'll be short, you know what I mean? And then put tomatoes in the other one. And that way the light's coming in from outside. We're trying to figure out stuff like that. Oh, that's a great idea. Xander, that's a good one. Out of pallets, yep. You can make it easily out of PVC tubing too, or cattle panel, hog panel. I planted sugar pie pumpkins to no luck, obviously, but you know what I was thinking of trying next year is the baby boo ones. I don't know if I'd get any, but we'll see. I'll try planting them outside. Problem is I got a fence around it because the deer eat them. Same amount of room for growing space depends on how you set it up. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure, Marlene. I know how that goes. All right. Safe travels tomorrow. Sleep well, Simply Jan. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Oh, cool. we have looked at, we have talked about building stuff, and it's funny. Ironically, Ryan and I said we weren't going to build anything this year, and you guys know what we've been doing. So we built the meat pen, the pheasant pen. So he's a little gun shy about the greenhouse, but I got him convinced. The baby pigs are doing really well, Charlie. So we've got 2 leaving tomorrow, 2 leaving the end of the month, and then we have the little girl who needs to be weaned in Fiona's litter, and then we're keeping Norman. So they'll be getting weaned soon. I can't believe that Eleanor's litter is 7 weeks old already, and they've been weaned and they're doing good. And Eleanor is drying up beautifully, looks really good. She's still very thin, so we're going to get feeding her. I just want to get her a little dried up, but we've been giving her a lot of hay in addition to her pasture. But I'm going to up her grain soon again because she needs to put some weight on. And then I can't believe Fiona's are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fiona's are 5.5 weeks old. Isn't that crazy? So I don't think they'll wean at 6 weeks like Eleanor's litter because they seem like they're taking longer. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's crazy wins. But yeah. Last year and the year before, so you should be good. Huh. So yeah, so that's what's going on with us and everything. And it was good to talk to all of you tonight and catch up with you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I think I'm going to get going because I've got some things that I need to do. Hey, our cabin in the woods, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. So yeah, I think we're going to get going, but I think that just wanted to give you some updates. Tomorrow, think of me. I'm going to be missing those 2 little ones, even though it's time. I'm just going to have to hug those 2 little piglets. But the exciting thing is we have a wait list for next year. So I've had people request to be put on a wait list for them. And that's pretty exciting for our first year. So we will try to do some earlier litters. We'll only do one breeding for the year for the girls. Oh, no worries, our cabin in the woods. But next year, what I will say is we will do Grant. Grant will breed with one girl and Sherman will breed with the other. It is. So Gwen, 2 of the girls, Pumpkin and Maple, are going for breeding was my understanding. Porky and Rambo are barrows. They're going to go for meat. And Fiona's little girl, she doesn't have a name yet, is going to the same family who's taking Rambo and Porky. They're going to keep her to hold on to her for breeding was what they said. And then Norman is who we're keeping for meat, which was part of our plan. That's why we raised the 2 meat pigs, Maggie and Winston. And then we started with the Coonies because we knew it would be a long time for them to grow out. Thank you, Lisa Colovia. I'm pretty excited. So we're real excited. We've got all that going on. So I think what we will do is try to breed earlier next year. Still have them farrow in warmer weather, but earlier just because we were having trouble seeing the signs of heat and everything. And no worries at all, our cabin in the woods. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. So, all right, guys. Well, that is it. Hey, Monday, Rich at the Old Swedes Farm will be joining us for an episode of the Homesteading Academy, and it will be premiering at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So check YouTube for the times. And so I won't be posting a video Monday because we have the Homesteading Academy coming out. So that's pretty exciting. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.